Chavra, Bezrat Hashem. That's all we needed. Just a couple seconds of Tov Lehodot Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. Also, a Tefillah B'Shem Kol Yisrael. Getting ready for Shabbos Kodesh. 3 days until Shabbos. 85 days until Purim. We're all counting. It's official. We're counting since 105. Now we're at 85. Time is flying, and we're just having fun, trying to live in the moment, and obviously preparing for Shabbos. Tefillah B'Shem Kol Yisrael for Pesach Reuven Ben Yosef Sarah Bracha Bas Yehudis Miriam Dodi Bas Chami Uchevet Shir Bas Basia Sinai Reuven Ben Mani, and every single neshama in Am Yisrael. Oh my gosh, Kira's on the Rebbe. From now on, bring me genuinely close to you. Lavish me with kindness from your treasury of goodness. My eyes look to you, waiting for you to bring me to true prayer. Help me immerse myself in constant prayer until I come to grasp the true secrets of the Torah. Let me have a taste of the hidden light which you are going to reveal to the true tzaddikim in the future, the innermost secrets of the Torah. Let me gaze upon the pleasantness of Hashem and contemplate in the sanctuary. Tefillah B'Shem Kol Yisrael. Halacha l'maisa. We're continuing with brachos, bracha achrona, borei nefashos. And the obvious question is, what if you eat or drink over a long period of time? What happens? What do we do? If you sat down to learn with a cup of coffee or a can of soda and sip it over a few hours, the original shehakol is valid even if you haven't drunk for a while. As long as you had in mind that you would eventually drink more, you had no hayisa chadas. If you intended to stop drinking and then changed your mind, you would need to say a new shehakol. The Seder. Halacha. However, I want to tell you guys something. I don't know what happened, but I was talking on the phone before with Rabbi Yoni Strassen, and we're just talking some Torah, read a story, and exactly what we're learning tonight is connected to the story in the deepest way possible and connected to what we were learning about last night. So let's see what Rabbi Nachman has to say. We'll say a little story, and we'll see where it takes us. Stop stocking up on credits. This is Sichot Haran 271. You can follow inside. A storekeeper will sell on credit, allowing the buyer to pay later. Why not do the same with spiritual goods? Say a few pieces of Tehillim, prakim of Tehillim, learn some Torah or carry out some other mitzvos so that they are put aside ready for some time of need. Right? If you have an opportunity to say a parak of Tehillim, to do a mitzvah for someone, to learn one line of Torah, why not? What's the worst that can happen? Right? We learned from last night a little bit is good. The time will indeed come when you will need them. We will need the ammo, Chaver. We'll need it. You will then be able to make use of your reward without having to ask the storekeeper for credit. We don't want to come to the storekeeper in desperation. We want to have some ammo. And just by adding a little bit over and over time, we'll have it. Even if we don't feel it, even if we don't know it, but it'll be there, and we'll be like, what? The reward? What's happening? We won't need to bother the storekeeper. Now, what does this mean? And how can we really internalize this? Rav Shlomo Carlebach traveled the world connecting with the sparks of holiness, burning with each Jew. So we just got to paint the picture of all of what Rav Shlomo was all about. sometimes in the most unlikely of circumstances. Rav Shlomo would look at the inside of each Yid, the fire of each Yid, and just literally expose it. And to make that person feel like they have the fire, to make that person know that they have the fire, but also in weird circumstances. Oh my gosh, Reb Blam is on. Once, Ethan, this is the greatest story you'll ever hear in your life. It's great to see you. Once he spent Shabbos in a small community in Texas. Maya's getting excited. He contacted someone at the local synagogue there who helped him access the closet mikvah for immersion before Shabbos. On Friday afternoon, the mikvah was not a popular destination for the locals, and Reb Shlomo found himself alone. He was alone in the mikvah before Shabbos. And after immersing, as he was about to leave, a coarse and brutish-looking man with cowboy boots and a 10-gallon hat walked in. He didn't look like the kind of guy you would expect to meet at a mikvah Erev Shabbos. Reb Shlomo smiled in his direction, and the man asked in his authentic European Yiddish, "What are you doing here?" Reb Shlomo was bewildered to hear Mama Lashon emanating from this man without even a trace of a Texas accent. "Brother, who are you? Please tell me your story," said Reb Shlomo. "Well, since I'm immersing in the mikvah on Erev Shabbos, I guess you think I keep Shabbos, right?" Reb Shlomo nodded hesitantly, not sure how to answer that. "To tell you the truth, sometimes I keep Shabbos and sometimes I don't," says the man. "I'll tell you my story." So this man told Reb Shlomo, this is in the mikvah, this is Erev Shabbos, the whole thing. Now we painted the picture and here it goes. "I'll tell you my story. I grew up in Romania. Before the war, when I was 7 years old, my father took me to Vitznitzer to spend Shabbos with the tzaddik, Rabbi Yisrael, the Havas Yisrael. And I'm sure you know the main thing. The biggest avoda in Vitznitzer is experiencing Shabbos with the utmost joy. Thousands of people were packed in the hall for Lil Shabbos Tish. It wasn't so simple for a young child to be there. So before the Tish began, my father put me under the Rebbe's table with the other children. We played a little, and eventually the other kids fell asleep. The whole night I was just sitting there listening to the beautiful singing and the voices saying Divrei Torah, which I didn't understand. Didn't understand a word. Every so often the Rebbe would look down under the table, pass me some kugel, a little piece of challah. It was the best feeling in the world to be noticed. At a certain point when the Rebbe spoke, I heard every word. "Okay, Chavra, please listen to me. I want you to remember this. This is a visionist Rebbe speaking. Remember this until your very last day. There are moments when we feel uplifted, pure, connected, on fire for Yiddishkeit, or yearning for God. We feel we want to do something great, something holy. But when that feeling comes, there's also a voice inside our head, the Yetzer Hara, the Sitra Achra, whispering, 'Come on. I know who you really are and what you did yesterday, what you've got planned for later tonight, and what you'd like to do tomorrow. What do you think you're fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? Be honest with yourself. You're just having a sudden soul attack and it won't last.' The Vitznitzer Rebbe then jumped out of his seat and yelled, 'Rachama Atzlan, have compassion. Tell that Yetzer Hara to leave you alone for a moment. Tell him to just give you 5 minutes to be close to God. Just 5 minutes.' The Rebbe then sat, reached under the table, and put his hand on my head. He bent down and said with great sweetness, 'My precious child, did you hear what I said? I'm begging you, please don't ever forget this.' A couple years later," continued the man, "the war broke out and my family fled to America. Suddenly, we didn't have many opportunities for Jewish education, Torah, or mitzvos. I don't keep very much anymore. But from time to time, I get the urge to do something holy, to connect, to express my Yiddishkeit. And I remember what the Vitznitzer Rebbe said. What's wrong with being holy for a moment? What's wrong with that? Even if 5 minutes later, I'll be the lowest. I'll tell you the truth. I don't even know if I'm going to keep Shabbos. I don't know if I'll be at shul tonight. But just for right now, I felt like I wanted to go to the mikvah to be holy, even just for a couple of minutes. It's the deepest story in the world. Rav Shlomo explains, our problem is whenever we do something, we think it has to be forever. But inevitably, we fail and can't follow through. This is exactly what it means with stocking up credits. Doesn't mean we have to, our eyes should be open and we should take on as many opportunities as we can. But why not one opportunity? One opportunity, one credit. Be holy for 1 second. What's wrong with that? If we start looking at the big picture, right, we could get lost in it, like Rabbi Nachman said. When we start learning different perspectives, different Torahs, different ideas, we can be confused and we'd be like, where am I? What am I doing? But as long as you're doing good, as long as we're doing good, Chevra, we're stocking up the credits, everything will be okay. It's okay to be holy for one moment and feel like you're not holy the next. But as long as we're able to remember the Vizhnitzer's words, as long as we're able to yearn for the better moments, for the better us, we'll succeed, we'll be great, like we're always great. Chevra, questions, comments, please feel free. Strong Torah, strong Torah. What's so bad about going to the mikveh Erev Shabbos? What's so bad? Just being holy for 1 second, 1 minute, 5 minutes. Oh, the buzz, the holy Buzz Lightyear. The holy Buzz Lightyear is on.
It's one of the strongest stories I've ever heard. Mikvah, the Baal Shem Tov mikvah.
I think it's the secret. I think those words are the secret. And I think I'm going to have to join Kira in Mezhebush. Questions, comments, Chevra? We're in Mezhebush.
I think the blue is unnatural, but that's just the ice.
Oy vey, oy vey. Anyone else? Kira drinking Turkish at 2:15. It's geschmack. It's geschmack. The 2:15 Turkish. And the shofar. Anyone else? Davey, Maya, Ethan.
I feel like what you said makes me think of the kind of mentality we have when planning our JLIC events. I don't know if y'all know, but Jack and I are on board of something huge. Down here in Herzliya, we've got JLIC, which puts on these events for all the Yidden here. And you never know if it's their first time experiencing Shabbos or whatever we're doing, challah bake. And like, you have to make that moment really special for them so that they'll want to come back and love Judaism. And I think Jack just completely embodies that fully. And everyone that sees Jack is like, they want to just keep coming back. They want to see what he's got.
Oh no.
You know it's true. People ask me, they're like, how do I get a piece of like what Jack has?
Oy vey, oy vey. If only the Chevra knew who ran Hanukkah. If only the Chevra knew. If only the Chevra knew. Chevra, we're just trying to be holy. We're just trying to be holy. That's it. We're just trying to be, each and every one of us, Davey Mechina, Kira Mezhebush, Ethan Lamb in Florida. We're just trying to be as holy as possible. We're just trying, even for one moment, like the Vitznitzer said, even if the next moment you feel like you're the lowest, that one moment is eternal. It's forever. And we just got to continue to appreciate the moment. To appreciate the moment that we're in. Right now, we're on Stealing Torah together. We're learning together at all different, all different parts of the world, different times. And we're just choosing to come together to just try to be holy for a couple minutes. So let's cherish this moment. Let's cherish these minutes. Let's cherish these stocks, right? And we're just loading up the ammo. We're just loading up the ammo. Other questions, comments before we conclude? Maya, thank you. We're all just trying. The Seder, Chaver, we should all be healthy, happy, and successful, whether we're in Mechina, hopefully getting better soon, whether we're doing real estate with Av Am Yisrael, like Lamlam, whether we're in the Herzliya, just the ambassador of literally all of America, and Kira, Malinsky, but Kira, of course, just connecting us to Mezhebush in the deepest way possible with Tov and the Buzz Lightyear, of course. I hope you get the reference. I hope you get it. Oh wow, we're just changing. Malinsky, it's great to see you, Achi. We should all just be healthy, happy, and successful. Brother, we'll speak. Be well, Chavra.